Welcome to another episode of Ampedcast. We are in the green room here at the NRG event, and we are sitting down with the artists that are performing tonight and just getting to hear a little bit about their story and their artist journey. So today we are sitting down with Vangar.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. A little sweaty from my set, so
yeah. How did it go? You were amazing up there, by the way.
Thank you. I had a great time. This is my third time playing in Dallas, so every time I come out, everyone is a great crowd, and they love like the harder styles. So that's what I play. So it feels like home every time I come here because everyone's like super hyped and good crowd. Good vibes, yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. And I'd love to hear a little bit, like we just chatted about your name, and you told me a really cool story of how you got your artist name. So tell the audience about your name.
All right, so it took a while to come up with something because, I had a lot of people that were like, you gotta, have like a good stage name that's gonna push you forward so people would take you like serious, And then I wanted something personal that like meant something to me. Like I didn't want some random like word. I was like, what can be like unique? So I actually texted a bunch of friends and I was like, what does Vangar sound like? Like say like you're going to my show and like say it out loud. Like does it go? And the reaction, everyone was like, that is a pretty cool name. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna stick with it. So I got the first 3 letters of my first name and last name. So it's the Van from Vanessa and then Gar from Garcia. Yeah.
I love it. And it does fit. Like when you were playing, it was just like very fitting. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
How did you get started in music?
So it was like after high school, a friend invited me to a show, and it was like this underground like event, and I went and like I just fell in love with the music. Like I loved the style and just the vibe of just the underground. Everyone was like, you could tell that was there for the music, and so that one party, I was just kind of, it was like, I'm gonna be doing this for a long time.
You just like had that feeling, right?
Yeah, it was like one of those like connections that I was like, this is my community. I like this, and so going to those events, that's how I started going into DJ. So I just was like, I loved watching the DJs just kind of immerse themselves in the crowd and just like vibe. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. Yeah.
The energy just called you in.
Yeah, exactly.
That is incredible. I love that story. And how did you kind of get started with the style that you play? And are you playing the same style as you did when you first began?
Yeah, it's been the same. It's like euphoric trance, and it's like always like a bit of a mix of like a. It's hard to name because it's like uplifting, but yet like very techy. Some people would say like tech lift, but it is like trance and tech trance. Kind of like I like to bounce between those two styles, and it's like, trance is like the main style, but the sub, I guess you would say the subgenre would be tech trance. So mainly tech trance is like what I really like because I like techie stuff. But yeah, I bounce between the two. I love the uplifting stuff too. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And we like to share a little bit about inspiration on the show. And as an artist, what would you tell your younger self, like as you were getting started, when you were having those feelings of like you're a new DJ, you're a new artist? How would you talk to yourself as a young artist?
Yeah, I would say, I think like one of the biggest things is that like I'm shy, like for being an artist, like that's kind of hard. So like to me, I'd always just be like, remind yourself, have fun, even though as like shy as you are, just like, keep following your passion, and it's gonna lead you to like amazing things.
100%.
Yeah.
And what do you see now looking forward into your career in music or into your work? What do you want to accomplish in the next year?
Festivals, like I started from the underground, I moved into the club scene, and I got a taste of the festivals. Like I played Dream State Harbor one time, and it was a 2-stage festival, and that was like a really great show. And I was like, oh man, I love intimate shows too. Like they're both really great, but just to get the experience of like larger crowds, like I want to know what that feels like. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And what would be like a dream festival for you to play?
I would say the biggest one you could think of in the EDM world is like EDC.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna guess EDC.
Yeah,
that is cool. Yeah. Have you been to EDC like just as a like taking it in as a?
Yeah. I've gone to like I started like in maybe like 2007 was my first EDC, and it was in Los Angeles, and it moved to Vegas, and so I hadn't been. Like, it was just, it seems like a whole travel experience, and I've never really kind of tapped into that. So I finally went last year. And it was a great vibe. I was like, wow, this is what I haven't seen in, like, I think it was like 13 years.
Wow.
I hadn't been at EDC, and so being back, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Yeah.
What was like one of the biggest changes you saw from like when you first went to when you saw it again? Was there like bigger stages, or what was something?
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, I went to the Coliseum, so it was just a bunch of stages around that arena, and so it's like going to like this motor speedway. It was just huge, massive. Like, you walk in, and it still had that vibe as like Coliseum when you're like on the top of just the stadium, and you're looking down, and you just see like all the rides, all the lights, and you're just like, oh, this is cool. So there, it's kind of the same thing. You look and you just see just every stage going off. So it was pretty cool.
That is incredible.
It gave me those like same feelings of like what it was back then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get Vangar on stage
Yeah,
at EDC.
definitely.
So Insomniac, we got right at you.
We're waiting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
incredible. Well, I absolutely love hearing your journey and just learning about you as an artist and what you love. And so, what is your biggest takeaway from this event tonight? Like, how did you come up with your set? And what's your biggest takeaway from your performance?
I would say today the biggest takeaway is playing 3 original tracks of mine. And
Nice.
like, it's been like a goal of mine for a long time, is to just have my music in my sets. And finally, I've been like grinding the last like 2 years of just like, let's get something out. And so I got to play 2 unreleases. One just got signed, one is still pending, and then like one that got signed to Dream State Records. So it was nice to play that. And actually, last time I played here, Dallas was the first to hear it. So it's nice to play it now that it's signed.
Oh,
So,
that is cool. That's like a really cool, like, full circle.
Yeah, it was
moment.
definitely full circle. So that's my big takeaway, is like, all right, like, I came here playing it unreleased, and it's signed on Dream State Records. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is one of those little savor moments that you get to celebrate. And
Yeah.
so how can people connect with your music? I'd love to share your Instagram or anything.
Yeah. Most of the stuff is going to be Vangar Music on the hashtag. So Instagram is Vangar Music. Only SoundCloud, like, you go to SoundCloud and it's Vangar only. And then other places would be, just like if you search Vangar Music, you'll find me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me and have this conversation.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me for an interview. I appreciate it.